Peace. Bam. I was about to do a thing fast, and I'm like, nah. It'll just be short if it is short. If not, it's not. Happy now. Now is the vibrate, of course. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now. But this information I kind of want to put in my video where I talked about poster clips and basically what are the things you may be experiencing, what are the things that could that could help you, things to focus on. But I also spoke about how you know I realized that there's parts of the shadow self that were there for us to get rid of, but there were also parts of the shadow self that, were there to embrace in essence. And part of like our shadow self, because I thought like I said, I didn't, it crossed my mind after I did the video, but dealing with your astrology and your zodiac sign where your moon sign, basically your moon sign is what sign the moon was in during your birth. And the moon, that shadow self, you know what I'm saying, that intuitive, feminine energy, kind of in essence dealing with that, but it's like that shadow self. So basically your moon sign is also parts of, like, in essence, the negative parts of your moon sign is what mostly got shown to you in the eclipse. You know what I'm saying? When we're dealing with the shadow self, the shadow self, matter of fact, represented by the moon actually cover, passing the sun, being exposed by the light. Well, that's also like, for better or for worse, the shadow aspects of our zodiac sign, because matter of fact, I just realized my moon sign, and it just gave me so much clarity. But my moon sign is Aries, and I'm like, damn, like that makes so much sense on what I was going through, and the people I was dealing with, and everything. I'm like, that makes perfect sense. You know what I'm saying? So too, what I want to add as far as about embracing, not only like embracing the positive aspects of your dark side, that's where you will find it would be the positive aspects of your moon sign. But again though, embracing that moon sign, also finding out, I'm sorry, and also finding out this information too could help you with your growth. Post eclipse, after this eclipse moving forward, you know what I'm saying? It would probably give you a lot of clarity, you know what I'm saying, looking back too, you know what I'm saying, where you could see like how when I saw my moon was in Aries, I'm like, oh, all right. So that's the negative aspects I was dealing with, was with negative aspects of Aries, you know what I'm saying? And then the positive aspects, and two, so say for instance your moon sign is like your shadow self in essence, like, well, all right, in the world, and mostly I present myself, and not like you're putting on an act, but in essence it's like your sun self, your sun sign, so I'm a Capricorn, that's what I show the world, like, hey, I'm a Capricorn, is what you kind of show the world, like whatever your sun sign is. But your moon sign, you know what I'm saying? Your moon sign is basically that part of yourself, like the shadow self. It's your true nature in essence, but it just kind of has a hidden nature to it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the moon only coming out at night. In essence, matter of fact, like literally, literally and figuratively speaking, those aspects of your shadow self from your moon sign will probably come out at night. You know what I'm saying? The freaks come out at night. What? But you know what I'm saying? Like those aspects, you know what I'm saying, of your moon sign is uh is also closely linked to your shadow self, and what got purged, during the eclipse was the negative aspects. Cause that's the thing too with all the planets and zodiac signs. They all have duality of the universe. Polarized characteristics. On one side you got Saturn as the devil, as Satan, you know. And then you could also see it as the bringer of light, you know what I'm saying? But just more in essence, you could look at the positive aspects of Saturn and see how it is like a controlling, lockdown, lead, heavy metal type of situation. Or you could look at the positive aspects of what we get from, the organization and the responsibility and all the, those certain aspects you get from Saturn. But that is something I definitely want to share with y'all, that the moon sign. Matter of fact, to figure out your moon sign, they got a bunch of these little websites. Matter of fact, you could probably type in astrology calculator, or like or just search like looking for moon sign. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause Google done got so loose to where you could type in your question directly, straight up, and it'll find it. But you want to look for one of the little websites that can compute it. Now, of course, be ready to have your date of birth. Matter of fact, call moms and dad if y'all not around the birth certificate. If you are, go look at it, see what time you were actually born, because that plays an important role. Like that's why astrology, like you got the little zodiac, you got the little horoscopes that be in the newspaper. Then you got the real, real deal astrology where, from the time you was born, like where you were placed at on Earth, you know what I'm saying? Like what latitude and longitude line you were on. Like all that plays a, aspect into reading your sign. So definitely go look up one of the astrology chart sites, the sites that do readings, where you could just give that information to calculate your. Matter of fact, with most of them, you could find something that look just for the moon sign, or you could look for something that calculates everything. Where it give you sun, moon, star. You know what I'm saying? Like every aspect of it. But that's basically, that's basically the gist of the situation. Like, that's why I was thinking like I could have made it a thing fast. But also before I leave, dealing with the heart chakra. Before I go, we're also moving into dealing with the heart chakra and the heart energy, the Christ consciousness. You've probably seen that picture of Caesar Borgia. AKA what they call Jesus Christ, that picture where he like, it's like the way up is through the heart. In fact, that's like in essence an alchemical, what you would call an alchemical picture or portrait. Is like a hidden sign. You just doing finger gestures. You're like, what's up with Caesar? What's wrong with him? Why he just pointing up and pointing to his heart? Because the way up, raising the vibration and getting into the heavens is through the heart. So right now, also, on the post eclipse situation, you know, is about getting into that heart space, that Christ seed energy, that Christ consciousness, what I'm saying? That unconditional love, what I'm saying? Don't mean you have to like everybody and agree with what everybody talk about and this and that, I don't necessarily mean that. But love, unconditional love is different, what I'm saying? We could not agree on the subject and still love each other. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely embracing that heart chakra energy. Matter of fact, just the whole heart seed area. You know what I'm saying? Which I forgot is the higher heart. I can't think. Heart, but the heart chakra, the heart area. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, is a perfect time right now. You know, I'm even kind of drifting to, you know. Having your green stones. I got that malachite. Matter of fact, malachite is a great stone to have right now. That's word from the ancestors. Malachite. Y'all definitely should have a piece of malachite right now. It's definitely great for dealing with, well, to get rid of all the things we need to get rid of, and to move forward with this heart energy that we're moving forward with. I've been greening it out. I think I want to do the camera like this. Got the greens. The heart heart chakra. Even got me a new little. Matter of fact, I gotta hit one of my followers up that asked me about some turquoise. I had some left over. Matter of fact, I had some turquoise on stash, and that goes to show you how the spirit works. And I hope I'm not gonna steal this too long, but like how I had this turquoise stashed to the side. I wasn't really making jewelry with it, but then come to find out as I'm getting more into the market and people asking more, like turquoise is becoming extremely rare. Like right now, like if you got the plug on turquoise, you might wanna hold on to it. You know, I don't. Not saying do free will universe whether you be stingy with it or whatever, but you might you just might want to stay connected with whoever is plugged in with real turquoise, not that dyed light or all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like real true turquoise with the copper in it. Cause that's been working wonders for me lately with connection you know to the spirit realms and speaking with that energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I remember when I was working at my other job in Louisiana a while back, uh, when I had my turquoise necklaces, when I was really interacting good with customers, and that's when I would be. I remember like that's when I would have more of those crowds in the stores where I'm just sitting there explaining all kind of. Here it is, they coming in there to buy like some smoking stuff, and I'm in here talking about as above, so below, and how the chakras and Dragon Ball Z resonate, like making all that, and people who had the faintest idea, connecting with the situation. But before I get into that, and back out, but again, dealing with finding out your moon sign, you know what I'm saying? Finding out your moon sign would definitely bring you closer to dealing with that shadow, the shadow aspect of yourself, because that's the hidden part to us is our moon sign. Mine is Aries, so find out your moon sign, and I bet you it will give you a lot of clarity on things you've done in the past up until right now. I think that might be the most fun part to astrology is realizing how much it is right. Like it's like, damn, like this shit really, really is true. Like what I'm saying? Like it really gives you information on yourself where you could really say like, all right, damn, like that was me 10 years ago. Because I always tell people too with astrology, it's gonna tell some parts of your life in some form or fashion, whether it's talking about you now, you in the future, or you in the past. Most readings gonna touch some truth of your life in one of those areas. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's also just good in general too, get into astrology, for sure at least know your zodiac sign, and know a few little characteristics on your sun sign. But that's basically it. And again, heart chakra, unconditional love, that's what we're moving more into. It's more of that, that love and heart space area, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause we're gonna, like I say, we're gonna really need it moving forward. You know what I'm saying? To deal with the changes that's coming forward. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely want to be in the heart chakra. Dealing with that unconditional love, that altruism, that self love, that love in relationships, just love. You know what I'm saying? We want to definitely deal with that. But again, that's also dealing with the Christ energy. The Christ consciousness. So that's also why we dealing with the heart chakra right now. Also, 'cause that's what basically Christ and most of these figures were a personification of the heart chakra. And matter of fact, in most pictures too, you'll see Caesar Borgia, or who they depict as Jesus, is he'll have like a green little cloth on, or whatever you call it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so even that is kind of personification also with the heart chakra. Or they always have the picture where his heart is shown. You know what I'm saying? And he got which everything is so much about pain and sorrow. Like I see why, like after you know what, I leave it alone. But I'm thinking about like a Catholic church and just the scariness of that vibe, and it does hold that vibe of like why you want to harm Jesus so bad? Like why you want to embrace his pain so much? You know, embrace his pain. You know, from speaking from the point of view of when I was younger, thinking about and looking at some of that stuff. But it does carry that scary aspect to it. But again, before I go off on a tangent, that's basically it. Look up the moon sign, and that'll give you a lot of insight about, the shadow aspects of yourself, not the part, not just the sunshine with the light shining on that you show the world, but that shadow self. And again, and this was like I was explaining in the post eclipse video about like at certain parts of your shadow self that are there to embrace. Well, that's basically like the positive side, the positive characteristics of your moon sign. It's kind of like the positive parts to your shadow self that you should embrace. You know what I'm saying? So definitely look into it so you could check that out and help you, you know, strengthen your growth and have more understanding and clarity while we on this ascension process. But that's basically it. Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past.